Howdy, y'all. Happy Sunday. So, today I wanted to talk about a buddy of mine. This is going to relate to imagination and synchronicity, and I think this story perfectly relates. So, a couple weeks ago, I had this friend over. He's a couple years younger than I am, but he's starting a business. Well, I guess he's had a business for a while, and then he reignited his passion sort of more recently within the last year or so. And what's funny is when I talk to him, I always ask, I was like, okay, so did you always know this was your passion or was it just a hobby when you started? He's like, oh, it was just a hobby. But then he knew it was his passion because he started to see things within his imagination and like dreams and visions so regularly. And then those same things started happening. And he was like, I don't really know what's going on anymore. And I was like, same. It's almost like everything just kind of pulls into a place to align for you to achieve the most in that sector, which it kind of is. Like, just when I first met the guy, just months and months ago, he was talking about how he was going to do this special packaging and he has this really awesome tattoo. It almost looks like Arabic. It's not a fucking language. It's the coolest thing ever. It was from like a Korean bait shop, right? So you have to wear those long gloves on your arm and the scrunchie from the glove around his bicep left like this indentation, and then within this dream he saw this, right, that same symbol, so he finally got this tattooed, and now it's like his fucking marketing on his boxes that he's selling all of his baits, because he sells fishing baits that he makes by hand. And I was like, that is so weird, like something that was from your past that's absolutely like nothing really to do with the selling of the baits, but it's like it's such a part of you that it becomes you, and then it becomes your future, and it's just kind of weird how that works. And so we were talking about like where do thoughts go when you have them. I have a firm belief that, well, I guess this isn't just my belief, but in science they say energy is neither created nor destroyed. Okay, well, within this light matrix of a universe that we have, that's my belief that everything is energy. So this is really just a matrix of energy, which is light. Just different, levels of it, different hertz, different frequencies, different vibrations, all of that, all in conjunction in one universe. Universe broken down is one verse, one song, all one play, all together. So within that, if you have an imaginative dream or a vision and you see it so vividly and then it leaves your head, where does it go? Because from what I was talking about with my buddy, his name is Brandon, by the way. Hi, Brandon. Um, what I was talking about with Brandon is if you have those visions, those images, and then they keep showing up almost like verbatim to what you imagined, then that image, when you imagined it originally, had to go somewhere. Where do they go? They don't go in this 3D physical reality. No, they go to a different realm of reality, a different layer of reality. Whether you want to call that the quantum realm or taken from Vadim Zeland, the alternative space, which I think is like the coolest fucking sounding thing ever. Like, cool, I have a thought and it goes off into this like metaphysical sphere of information, and it's just like a giant storage bank. I'm trying to imagine it, and I want you to try and imagine it somewhere that we can't fathom. There is no time, there is no space, there is no place for it. It's just an information field that holds all thoughts, all emotions, past, present, and all alternate realities and fractals of all these different realities. And it's all in one spot. And somehow, within that, all those realities that are created from the imaginative state, somehow, some of it can come back. So we can put it there But how do we bring it back? How do we grab from that quantum realm and bring it back in so we can manifest it into our reality? Because that's ultimately the goal here, guys. We want to figure out, all right, what is my perfect life? Firstly, how am I going to achieve that? Who do I need to become? So then you can imagine it correctly. And then once you've imagined it sort of correctly, and correct is not, like I'm right, you're wrong. It's correct for you. Whatever your perfect life is not the perfect life for everyone. Everyone's fucking different. So, like, once you figure out yours and you can imagine it relatively easy on a continual basis, then how do you go within that quantum realm to kind of grab those snippets of that reality that you want and bring it back into this current present reality? I think that part is from the emotion and also from the passion. It has to be related to the passion and the emotion, at least in this case with Brandon, because that proves it. Because when I do talk to him, everything he says lines up with everything I've heard within like the energy creation space, in that the feeling is the secret. And for him, the feeling is that like this is his passion. He loves what he's doing. Time flies. He even told me, he's like, I was working with some buddies the other day, and the next thing we knew, 4 hours flew by. It felt like 2 minutes. And I was like, huh, you were in a flow state. And a flow state, all that is it's like a higher state of consciousness. It's kind of like, imagine all the electrons in your body, everything that makes you up, they all vibrate at a certain frequency. If you raise that frequency to a certain level, you enter this flow state where you don't have to really think anymore. There's no such thing as problems. Your only problem is to be. Like, you transcend the act of thinking and doing, and you become, you're just being. You're present in the moment. And so that's where the true magic is. And I'm wondering, I was like, so we can have these imaginative thoughts and we send them off into this realm, but it seems to me from talking to him that while he was present in these moments, these imagined states that have come back where he's like, this is a synchronicity, I literally imagined this, he wasn't even thinking about bringing it back. He wasn't focused on being like, oh, I want to achieve this perfect image or reality. He just stepped into the flow and it came. So I don't think it really matters so much about the thinking portion. After you obviously you have to visualize it the first time and it has to go out there. But to bring it back, I don't think you actually bring it back at all. I think you shift to it. Your reality changes when you enter the flow state because you became the same version of yourself that was in the imagination. Because within the imagination, like, a lot of people, they'll focus on just what they want. So if you want a new car, they'll focus the entirety of the imagination on that brand new, what's a cool car? Oh, Lamborghini. What's that really expensive? The Aventador. I saw one of these the other day. They're so fucking cool. Dude, awesome car. But it would be like imagining yourself just driving that down the roads, right? You could spend days doing that. You could go through all the different courses on the sides of mountains if you're into that type of thing, or you could be track racing, or you could be just, I don't know, down south somewhere in bumfuck nowhere on some road just ripping 80. Sun, the sunroof down, wind in your hair. Maybe that's how you want to imagine it. However, from talking with Brandon, I'm almost positive the way that you imagine it and achieve it is to figure out what you yourself look like within that imagination. Because your energetic signature, your level of frequency is going to be different in that reality than your present reality. So if you want that reality that you've imagined, you just have to figure out how to match your energy signature to that. You have to raise your frequency up to match it. That sounds really easy, right? Honestly, it's like you don't really have any idea how to do that per se. However, I will say, I think as long as you can find your purpose in life and you step into it as much as humanly possible, that's when it really starts happening. It seems like the more invested you are into something without attaching too much importance, because importance actually kind of works against you. Because if you say, oh, I must have this, then you'll notice that it usually doesn't work out. But if you kind of you need something, but you're like, it's whatever. If I don't have it, it's fine. But like, it would be nice if I had it. And then you can see yourself owning it. You can bring it in a lot easier. But attaching all that importance to it kind of actually pushes it away. It's the same with relationships and everything in life. Like the person that's like, oh God, I need a girlfriend so bad, usually ends up being the most cringe person ever at the party. And they can't talk to women because they're so focused on the end goal of getting it that they don't realize that they need to actually learn how to have conversations, go out on dates, court women, and do all these other things, right? They're just focused on the end goal. Don't focus on the end goal. Focus on becoming the version of you that is present within the end goal, because that's really all that matters in life. Everything else is materialistic bullshit, and it doesn't even exist in the first place. It's not real. None of this is real. It's all an illusion inside of our heads, and we're all connected. So for you to be able to just tap in at any point and unlock anything that you can imagine would be pretty sick. And so I'm gonna keep heavily talking with my buddy Brandon because I would love to sort of follow along on his journey, because the synchronicities I've noticed even have just been getting nuts with him, like more and more so. Even and it's great too because like I'll talk to him along the way, and there's certain things that are normal in society that people normally would do. Like say, oh, I hope this works out well. Or I hope this next drop, I sell out. And so when I talk to him, I'm like, no, dude, you are going to sell out. You're going to sell out so bad, you wish you made double. Stuff like that. Because it's a test for not only him, because obviously I want him to succeed massively, but I also want to kind of test some theories here and be like, wait a minute. So if you tell yourself thoroughly enough within that imaginative state that you're going to sell out completely over and over, everyone's going to love your product, your company's going to blow up, and you start to see it more and more, then that belief is something that you need to keep. You need to throw hope out the window. Hope is trash. Hope is done, guys. We don't need hope here. You don't need hope when you know that you're going to win either way. You just need to fucking try. And that's sort of the beautiful thing from energy creation and all this. It's done. It's secured. It's guaranteed. You just have to step into it, and it's all yours. There is no trying. It's just being. And it's really easy to actually do it because you can kind of turn your brain off. It's almost like you get a little quest marker, like from a video game, that tells you exactly what to go and do. And then you just keep getting rewarded for it, and you know what the rewards are. You've already imagined them, and it just all kind of steps into place. And so I'm very much looking forward to what's coming over the next couple months, especially like with what I'm doing, what he's doing, all my buddies are doing. I'm pretty sure all my friends like own businesses, which is beautiful. Um, and just to kind of see like how this energy plays out, because it's very apparent over the last couple months. There's been an increase in the energy of the planet. I've noticed that manifestations take way less time. People are achieving things much quicker. It's almost like the timetables are sped up a little bit on our planet. So I guess if you're attracting bad things in your life, it will probably happen quicker. If you're attracting good things, it will happen quicker. If you're attracting love, it will happen quicker. But if you're also thinking terrible thoughts, it will come quicker. I'm pretty sure everything within the mental space is speeding up. I don't want to get too esoteric, but they're talking about a whole shift from a third dimensional 3D planet, where we currently are, to a 5D planet. And in the middle of that would be a 4D. The difference between 3D and 5D is sort of the level of consciousness and what you're able to do with your mind. It becomes a more mentalist society in which you can do things like telekinesis and telepathy and, I don't know all the other ones, but all the forms of omnikinesis. Anything with the mind, controlling things with your mind. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like. But it does make sense to me that we're shifting towards that. I think as our consciousness as a society raises and we get rid of some of the old chaffy problems that are just bullshit, and let's just say the religions kind of go away to the wayside, the wars go away, the borders and just the endless problems, the poverty. We start to deal with all these issues that have been segregating and separating us for so long, and I promise you, this planet's not going to look the same. Human beings in of themselves are capable of evolution. We don't need time to evolve. We need understanding to evolve. And so I'm going to do my due diligence forever with you guys. And I'll keep making posts and updates and try and figure out this whole energy thing. But again, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Have a wonderful Sunday. And again, if you'd like more information on this stuff, please, 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 Brian Scott, Vadim Zeland, those two guys, they're seriously the GOATs. I think everyone needs to learn this stuff right now. This is so important to our future and understanding sort of how things work. It makes life easier. So please look into it. Yeah, guys, just keep leveling up. Life is fucking amazing. Enjoy it. All right, have a good one.